Every growing business eventually hits a wall. It's that moment where the simple tools that got you off the ground suddenly become the very things holding you back. This is what we call the manual trap. And today, we're going to break down exactly how to escape it. So let me ask you, does this sound familiar at all? That nagging feeling when a simple system just isn't cutting it anymore? I mean, it almost always starts with something simple, like a few spreadsheets, right? So innocent. But then, as your business grows, they turn into this absolute monster, a tangled mess of files, endless emails, and just constant manual updates. If you've ever felt like you're drowning in data entry, trust me, you are not alone. Well, this widespread issue actually has a name, the manual operations trap. And just recognizing it, that's the very first step to getting out. So what is it exactly? Well, the trap is that really painful stage where your tools just stop scaling with you. The very systems that were designed to help you are now causing all this inefficiency and chaos, and they're stopping you from focusing on what really matters, growing the business. Okay, think of this as a quick checklist. Do you lack version control, so nobody ever knows which file is the latest one? Is there basically zero visibility into your team's processes, no audit trail? And here's the big one, no single source of truth. If any of these are sounding a little too familiar, yep, you're probably in the trap. To see just how serious this can get, let's take a look at a real-world example of a company that was pushed right to its breaking point by this very problem. So let's meet Metropolis Security Systems. They're a major player in Singapore's security industry, a really big deal. And they were facing a massive, massive operational challenge. And this chart really shows you the sheer scale of what they were dealing with. Just look at this. They were coordinating over 300 security guards spread out across more than 200 sites with 30 people in operations trying to manage it all. The complexity was just immense. And this is what that complexity looked like on the inside. Their entire process ran on Excel. Can you imagine? Controllers were constantly overwriting each other's files, their 10-gigabyte shared email server was a total nightmare of constant archiving, and with no central hub for documents, well, there was no audit trail and no single source of truth. It was pure manual chaos. So how do you fix a system that's this broken? You don't just patch it up, you have to redesign it from the ground up. Let's see how they did it with a custom automation solution. The very first step was to build a new digital foundation. The rosters were completely rebuilt inside Google Sheets, but this time with proper version control, which completely eliminated the overwrites. Every single user was upgraded to 30 gigabytes of mail storage, which ended that archiving headache for good. And a new internet site became their central hub, their one single source of truth. Now, these were huge improvements, but they were just the foundation. They were really setting the stage for the most transformative part of the whole solution. And that's where the real magic came in, automation. This is where the game truly changed for them. Custom functions were built to automatically verify guard licenses directly with the police database. Recruitment interviews, shift schedules, and site coordination were all seamlessly synced through Google Calendar integrations. We're talking about automations that saved hundreds of hours of manual work every single month.
Now, this wasn't some off-the-shelf software they just bought. It was a completely custom transformation. And when we hear the word custom, we often think expensive, right? Which, of course, brings us to the big question.
So what does a project that solves this level of operational chaos actually cost? Get this, the entire project, and that includes 3 full years of maintenance, cost just 9,200 Singapore dollars. This wasn't some 6-figure enterprise contract. It was a targeted, high-impact investment designed specifically for a growing business. And that really gets to the heart of it all. Powerful digital transformation shouldn't be reserved just for the giants. It should be there to empower every growing business to escape the manual trap and finally work smarter, not harder. So as we wrap this up, I want you to take a look at your own operations. What manual trap is lurking in your workflows right now, just waiting for a smart solution to come along and set you free?